What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. That's right, guys, if you're watching this, this means the parts list that you guys have been asking me about is finally live. I actually just got done working with the fabricator earlier today. Came by and we took a look at the car and just trying to sort out how we're gonna get this wastegate downpipe and the exhaust welded. But I technically still have one more video for you guys as far as the work that I'm gonna be doing to it. Which is going to be the wiring video with the gauges and stuff, and I'll show you guys like a sneak peek kind of where the car sits right now. But after this, guys, it's just the fabrication work, which is way out of my scope, and the tuning. So I'm obviously going to make videos on those, but as far as stuff that I'm doing, this is pretty much it. I'm finally done working under the car, guys. I can actually get back into the gym and stuff. It's been great these past few days. Like now that I'm officially pretty much done from out under the car, it's been awesome. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about the parts list, boys. So let's get into it. Yeah, I've been literally plugging together. I had screenshots on my phone all the way back from 2021. Once I started to learn about the next step with this BMW, what other things could you do with it besides coilovers, intake, exhaust, and stuff. I actually started off looking up superchargers and was curious about that because I figured they're a little bit easier to install and stuff, but everyone was like, dude, boosted, these cars love boost, and there's actually just more data out there on boosting a car than there is supercharging it. So that's actually important because you might want to do something that seems easier like supercharging it, but if there's not really that many how-tos or guys who have done it in the past and documented it and could answer your questions, you're going to have a more hard time doing that just because it's so unknown and you're just going to have to figure it out yourself. That's the main reason I made this whole series on this car was really about, you guys have so much information now on how to just understand even the little intricacies, the small stuff that you just won't think about, that you just don't think about. You have hours worth of video now, so I'm making content for the stuff that I was looking for, and man, I would have ate these videos up, and you guys are, and I really do appreciate it. I'm actually surprised how many viewers I've found who've seen an hour and 48-minute long video and still decided to click. That's right up my alley. I don't know, I like long form stuff. I feel like you get the nuance, you get to understand the person, and just you watch a 10-minute video and you're skipping through it, you're really not all the meat is somewhere hidden inside of it. You just gotta sit there and watch it, and you're gonna find something. You're gonna learn something new throughout it. Well, at least that's just how I think about things. But anyways, I've spent so long building this parts list from all the way back in 2021, and the whole idea is I designed it around the series. So you're gonna be able to go to this parts list, guys, and it's organized in this series like part 1, part 2, part 3. In this case, we didn't have a part 1, it was an intro. So part 2, you can open the parts list guide and see every item with links to everything on what I touched on part 2. So you open the list, there's going to be one side that's column that's labeled must items. Those are the items that you have to have bought purchased in order to complete the turbo build. And on the right side, you'll see some of the stuff that I bought related to maintenance and just optional stuff. Now on that right side, I do have certain things that are labeled with a green exclamation mark, and those are things that aren't required, but I'd recommend doing them if you're going to be in here. But if you want just the bare bones, it's the lift off to the left. You buy all those parts and you have a turbo build. Literally, you have every part to make a turbo. Now, the way I structured each of the chapters and the items on that list, they are descending from most expensive to cheapest. And the way I did it when I had the parts list, I didn't have it organized in part 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 because I had never shot these videos yet. But I just had a huge part list and I had them labeled from cheapest to most expensive. And what I did was every paycheck I would just buy 4 items that are 10 bucks a piece, 15 bucks a piece, 25 bucks a piece, and just printed it out and just crossed it out and slowly made my way up until I got to those items where once a week I was buying like a $150 item. And then you kind of just visualizing you're getting closer and you're getting all the easy stuff out of the way first. And then all their last bit of stuff is saving up a few paychecks to get the last big item, the manifold or something like that. So I have that now further organized into each episode. So part 2, you guys can just focus on getting all the items on that first, cheapest to most expensive, and then go from there. So that's more or less how it's structured on the list. But the idea would be watch the video, guys, be able to pair it with the parts list guide and look at any time throughout the video. If you have a question on what this part is, you can just look at the guide and make the connection. So you'll have the footage to understand what to do, And now guys, with this finally dropping, you'll have the parts list for literally everything. So, and I'm talking everything. I mean, all the studs that I bought, the nuts, one of you guys mentioned the fuel cell bulk fitting, that little plastic piece that goes through the fuel pump, housing. You'll have that. Literally every single item that I've touched, including like the orange gloves that I use and some of the crimping tools. I'm trying to include as much as I could in that list. And for those who buy it, it also has the cost of this entire project. So you'll be able to see that as well, which is pretty neat. I have it separated from that maintenance and recommended list cost total, and then the actual total of the turbo parts themselves. So little thing for those two who are open to purchasing it, and we can get into that part now. These videos have been, it's almost taken me 3 or 4 months to shoot this and do all this, because it's just me by myself in this garage under this car every day for the last 4 months, Monday through Friday, sweating my ass off in here, like melting. And technically guys, if this was me and I was tight on money, I could watch these videos and reverse search all the parts that I've used, and you technically could, you really could. It's not like you could literally see what I'm talking about. Like, I'll give an example though. The GT3582 turbo, the dimensions of the holes for the drain flange, I had to take a caliper, measure those dimensions, and then find, which is listed on the site, the threaded pitch. So if it's like a 1/8 or a 5/8 pitch thread, and the dimensions of those holes to drill the nut, to screw the nuts down, to actually screw the flange down into place. So you'd go online on eBay and look for flanges of that size, and they would be the size of a larger turbo. So your diameter here would be right, but the holes you would use to screw the flange down into, they wouldn't line up. So I went through pages on eBay until I finally found the right one. That's what I'm saving you with this, guys. If you make the purchase, it's only $4.99. You'll be able to save it, print it, keep it yourself, blow it up, cross it out, whatever you need to do. Watch it while you have it while you watch the video and stuff. But it's $4.99 to save you a ton of time. Like, I laid in bed for hours. Like I said, I had screenshots of the injectors, for example, are injectors that are commonly used in this build, but they're ones that you don't need any other item to make them work. They plug right in place. Other guys were recommending other injectors for other reasons, and if you want to follow this build, that's why I made this parts list, guys. So I hope you can understand that. I just figured if you guys want to support me a little bit, this is one way to do so. And technically, you can do this entire build without buying this list. You can find all these parts yourself. Yeah, so there's that. But I just want to let you guys know this video is out. The parts list will be linked down below on all my previous videos and on this one here. I'm even working with Shopify to try to integrate this to my Shopify store, to the YouTube page, so you can have it just like a Shopify quick link right below. But it's a lot more complicated and intricate than I realized. So there's more to it, more nuance to it than that. So I'm still working on that. But for now, you can expect in every description down below, I'll have a link to the parts list on my Shopify store that you guys can go and find. And I'll link that in every future video as well. So hope you guys are excited. We finally got this parts list live. It's going to be a huge resource for you guys to pair with these videos, and hopefully bring you some more value, guys. So check out the store if you guys want. It's going to be linked down below. Yeah, first of many products to come. I think as we go through different project cars and stuff, I want to have different themes for each of those cars. In this scenario that we do in Project Yoshimitsu or something, and I have a few bits of maybe like merchandise that I'll add to this store related to Project Yoshimitsu. But as we go along with different project cars and stuff, we could have different unique brand items that are related to the project build, and we'll do like limited runs, so it'll be just something special. If I ever meet you guys in person and you're rocking the first gen Yoshimitsu hat, that'll be kind of like a cool nod, like, yo, this guy's been around for a minute. So I even thought of making a video. Maybe you guys will be open to this. For those who are still watching at this minute mark, kudos to you guys. You're the real homies. Like a Q&A episode, or maybe go into the community tab and making a post and being like, yo guys, throw a million questions in this community tab, and I'm gonna make a video just answering all your questions about what I experienced that I didn't get to talk about in the videos, going from part 2 all the way to part 7, all the stuff that I was able to touch and work on. And just like, I have a big one on the transmission job, which I think I want to make a separate video, similar scenario, just sitting here talking to you guys, if you're open to that. And just talk about all the little nuances of each build and of each part of the build, and things to look out for. Because the transmission does have a huge nag that if you get it wrong, brother, talk about doing things multiple times over or redoing the same job. I think me and some commenter were just talking about that, about the fuel pump and stuff. But yeah, it's she is finally done. All the work that I can do to it, boys, is officially done. And now it's just fabrication and tuning. We'll get a first start and start ripping some gears, boys. Start making some pulls on some cars. We can see how fast this thing really is, and I'm just excited to drive this thing, man. It's been like 3 or 4 months. I haven't been able to even drive this car. So love the Mercedes and all, but this thing, just the transmission, the suspension, the way I have it dialed in right now, it's so tight. I can't imagine how fun it's going to be now. I'm going to have all this power behind it. So tight feeling, tight suspension, plus this power. It's going to be sweet. So yeah, stay tuned, guys, for episode 7. That's coming next. We got wiring, boost gauges, and all that. I hope you guys check out the parts list. Yeah, I hope it brings you guys some value. And yeah, let me give you a quick little peek on where we're at with the car right now and just kind of show you where we're at. Check it out. Let me just open the door here. Check it out, boys. She looking nasty. She looking nasty. Those gauges are sick. We're gonna do a whole video on that. And then over here, plumbing's back off. One of my headlights is off. Yeah, this is just us figuring out routing and stuff for the downpipe. So I needed all this area here, and we were sitting here for an hour discussing how we're gonna do this. Looking like maybe even a 3-inch oval to get through here, because it's not that easy actually to make it through this gap. But this will go over in the wiring episode. This whole section, y'all haven't even seen it yet. This is sick. And yeah, I put the cover back on. All my wires are fed properly through here now. Got this guy back on. It's looking really good. So bumper's all trimmed and on the floor right now, but all I gotta do is put my plumbing back up, the bumper and the headlight. I'm only gonna do that once fabrication is done, but I have some really cool stuff in mind. Wait until we make that episode, guys, of the fabrication. It's gonna be nasty, nasty. Well, that's it for today's video, guys. I hope you're excited. That parts list, guys, officially live, boys. So check it out. It's gonna be in the description, like I said, of every video. Take that, pair that with these videos, guys, and you'll have a complete guide on how to turbo your E46. So with that being said, boys, appreciate the love. I appreciate you guys watching and subscribing. I will see you guys in episode 7. Peace.